It's like trying to navigate a maze while blindfolded by relying only on whispers from others if you listen to the media without doing your own study to discover the truth. You're left to fumble in the dark, unable to discern between true direction and deceptive echoes, and you frequently find yourself trapped in a maze of confusion. Welcome to Crypto Anna, a place where you may grow, learn, and make money. We'll dispel the 7 widespread myths about Bitcoin in this video. We recognize that getting started in the cryptocurrency sector can be intimidating, but fear not. Furthermore, we'll walk you through every misunderstanding, dissecting difficult topics into clear, manageable notions, so you may confidently go out on this adventure. Moreover, we'll cover everything from dispelling myths to getting a better grasp of the crypto scene. After seeing this video, you should have the information and understanding necessary to more skillfully navigate the Bitcoin ecosystem. So let's get started and bust these widespread myths together. Myth number 1, the bubble in Bitcoin. It's important to be clear that Bitcoin itself should not be characterized as a bubble, even while it's true that some investors purchase Bitcoin as a speculative strategy hoping for large profits. Unsustainable increases in market value are the hallmark of bubbles in the economy, which eventually pop when investors recognize that asset prices have skyrocketed above their underlying value. The 17th century Dutch tulip mania, in which speculators drove prices of some tulip types up by an astounding 26 times, is the most notable historical speculative bubble that Bitcoin has been likened to. The tulip bubble burst after 6 months and never bounced again. Over the course of its more than 12-year existence, Bitcoin has experienced multiple price cycles. Remarkably, each fall has been followed by a rise to new all-time highs. Cycles of boom and bust are an inherent feature of any emerging technology. For example, when the dot-com bubble burst in the 1990s, Amazon stock fell from about $100 to around $5, and over the next few decades, it rose to become one of the most valuable firms in the world. Myth number 2, there are no practical uses for Bitcoin. Many times, detractors claim that Bitcoin is only useful for illegal activity and has no real-world use. Nevertheless, neither of these assertions is accurate. Bitcoin has a long history of being used as an alternative to traditional banks and payment processors for making international payments. Furthermore, the institutional investors are using it as a hedge against inflation, dubbed digital gold, as it obtains recognition in this regard. Similar to gold, Bitcoin has become more well known in recent years as a store of wealth immune to inflation. This is what gave rise to the term digital gold. To improve their asset management techniques, well-known funds and publicly traded corporations like Tesla, Square, and MicroStrategy have invested billions of dollars in Bitcoin. Bitcoin may be delivered digitally just like an email, in contrast to real gold, which is bitty heavy and difficult to carry and keep. Myth number 3, there is no actual value to Bitcoin. Many people argue that because Bitcoin isn't backed by a tangible item like gold, it has no inherent worth. It's important to remember, though, that this also applies to the majority of contemporary fiat currencies, including the US dollar. What distinguishes Bitcoin from fiat currencies is that the former can experience inflation when huge amounts are produced, diluting the available supply, whilst the latter can experience it when big quantities are created. The distinctive scarcity of Bitcoin, there will only ever be 21 million of them, underpins the currency's worth. Its value is significantly influenced by its scarcity. In addition, the rate at which new Bitcoins are being mined is gradually declining. The incentives given to miners on the network are halved about every 4 years on an occasion called a halving. This system makes sure that the amount of Bitcoin is always decreasing, adhering to the fundamental economic theory of scarcity. The price of Bitcoin has historically followed this trend, rising from less than a penny at its launch to over $50,000 by mid-February 2021. Myth number 4, a competitor will only take the place of Bitcoin. Although many new cryptocurrencies have emerged promising to exceed Bitcoin with new features or other advantages, none have come close to overthrowing the original and most successful digital money, Bitcoin. In the last 10 years, thousands of competing cryptocurrencies have entered the market, but Bitcoin has remained the most valuable cryptocurrency by market capitalization by a wide margin. It is also incredibly popular, accounting for over 60% of the whole Bitcoin market. Myth number 5, buying Bitcoin is like gambling. Although there has been significant price volatility in Bitcoin over the past 10 years, it is important to distinguish between the two. It is not unusual for Bitcoin's price fluctuations to be indicative of a young and developing market. As of February 2021, the market capitalization of Bitcoin exceeded $1 trillion, demonstrating its steady track record of long-term value appreciation from its introduction in 2010. In addition, as Bitcoin has grown in maturity, it has drawn a surge of institutional investment from companies such as Tesla and hedge funds, made possible by a strong regulatory environment that has been put in place in several nations. Myth number 6: Bitcoin lacks security. The Bitcoin network has withstood hacker attacks over the course of its life, remaining robust and secure. Many computer scientists and security professionals have carefully examined its open source code. The first digital currency to successfully solve the double spending issue and make trustless peer-to-peer transactions possible was, notably, Bitcoin. It's also important to realize that every Bitcoin transaction is final. Misconceptions about the security of Bitcoin mostly result from assaults on other companies and services that use the cryptocurrency, not from flaws in the network itself. Prominent hacks affecting early Bitcoin businesses with lax security protocols, like the one that happened to the exchange Mt. Gox in Japan at the time. Myth number 7: Bitcoin has a negative environmental impact. Although mining Bitcoins uses a lot of energy, determining how this affects the environment is a difficult issue. It's critical to understand that energy consumption is a fundamental component of the digital economy. Think about the entire banking system on a worldwide scale. Processing transactions, maintaining local branches, operating ATMs, operating office buildings, and more all demand a significant amount of energy. Regards for seeing. To ensure that you never miss any of our uploads, be sure to subscribe to our channel. See you in the upcoming video.